Hello, this is Chris with Custom Creative Carvings and welcome to my shop. Notice shop looks a little different. This is actually inside Castle. It's the office section of my shop. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. Normally I look at the CNC and what it's doing. Today I'm going to answer a question for a friend. He just recently picked up a CNC machine. It's his first machine and he's not sure what goes next. I gave him the only advice I could think of and start designing, because even while you're waiting for that to come in the mail, you can go through the learning process of learning the software. That being said, I realize that there's a lot of background that goes before that or needs to go into that, like what software is needed. Generally, with a CNC, there's three pieces of software that are needed. First, you're going to need your CAD software, your computer-aided design or computer-aided drafting software. Now, here's what now. This is Aspire by Vectric. They make a desktop and a pro version. Aspire gives you the option to do 3D. This is also going to be similar to Carbide Create or any of the other design softwares. I use not AutoCAD, but I have used AutoCAD. I've used Fusion 360. For my laser, I use Corel Draw. But this gives you the ability to come in and make vectors. Each series of lines is considered a vector, and what this gives you is the ability to write programs according to that vector, this vector, or a combination of both vectors. And so what I've done here is I've taken these different options and made toolpaths according to each of these. So if I click on this one, well, let's see, I'm going to turn the toolpath on so you can see it. This shows right here the lines that the CNC machine will take if I tell it to go. So this is the design phase. After you get it designed, well, you don't have to design it from scratch. You can bring files in. So you can import files. So you can import vectors. And so if you look at this, you're going to be looking at DXF, DWG, EPS, AIs. You can even import from a PDF. All kinds of different things can be imported from. And that's going to pull this in. So just here is an example. I imported a bitmap. And what I did was I traced that bitmap to make these vectors. So there's a lot that you can do. Somebody else can design this, and you can come in and on the computer-aided design side, you can manipulate these vectors and make them do whatever you want. And so this gives you the design ability. That looks horrible, so I'm going to Control Z that a couple of times. But this is your design end. From there, we come over to what we need to is our CAM software, computer-aided machining. And what this is going to do is it's going to post-process your design and turn it into G code or GRBL. There's a few out there, a few different methods that you can use. But what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are using the right post processor for your machine. My machine has two different options for post processor. There were 50 in here when I came in, and that came with mine, and then I downloaded the two I needed for my machine. So I've got my 3-axis and my 4-axis post processors. So once you hit Save Toolpath, what that's going to do is that is going to create a G-code file. So here's my G-code files. What this is going to look like is a series of gibberish. And what this is telling the machine to go to the position x-axis 1.674, y-axis 4.6142, and z-axis 0.2. And then it tells it the next place to go. There was a command prior to this that told the spindle to start spinning. And there's all kinds of different information in here. You don't have to write this from scratch because you have a post processor. It is good eventually to figure out what these things mean, but for now, You don't need to know any of it. What you do need to know is right here when it says end mill, 1/4 inch diameter, 3/4 inch cut length, that's what you told it you were going to use. Now notice how this has parentheses. That is a Mach 3 G code. Delta G code uses slashes, and this is why the post processor is important, because if you give it the wrong method or the wrong codes in here, these things mean different things, and it will crash your computer, not crash your computer, it'll crash your CNC machine. So once you post process this Word document, you're going to save this Word document to a thumb drive, and then you're going to take it over to the CNC machine. You're going to plug it into your driver software, which is most commonly Mach 3, could be a GRBL, and you're going to load it or open. You're going to open the file that you want. So make sure you know where you're saving them. Get my hand out of the way here. Come in here, you open it, and once you've opened that, you've got to set up your machine, get everything, get your X-axis, Y-axis, and Z-axis set up, and then you're going to run it. So this is the end result, or the last thing you do before you start cutting, but there's a lot you can do before you start cutting. So that is a quick intro to what it takes to run one of these monsters. It's the same whether you're using a 3018 or a 5x10. It's all the same process. It's all the same ideas. Now there are some intricacies like which post processor to use, which hotkeys each piece of software uses. I use Vectric Aspire because it works really well for VCarve, and it allows me to do some 3D modeling. If you've got a Shapeoko, I believe Carbide Create is the preferred CNC CAD and CAM software for that. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I just wanted to make this a real short, quick answer to a question. Congratulations on purchasing your first CNC, and you look forward to seeing everything you're going to make. Share lots of videos and ask lots of questions. There's a world of forums out there, world of people that are willing to help. Just ask and we'll be there. This is Chris with Custom Creative Carvings. Custom Creative Carvings. Wow, it's getting late in the day. Can't even say the name of my own company. But I'm sending this video straight out, no post-processing. So it is what it is. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, do whatever you need to do, leave a comment, and we'll catch you in the next video.